Hi guys, so it is Friday night and I finished work about an hour and a half ago. Is so hot at the moment. I think this video is going to be posted kind of a week later, but as far as I'm aware, the weather just isn't gonna kind of like cool down at all. We've had a few like stormy nights. We had one day which was just like torrential rain last week, but it's out of character weather for British summertime. We normally like have 1 week in like April or May and then maybe like another decent week in August, but this has just been continual. I would say like a couple of months now. It's just crazy. It's so hot, but I've had to close all of the windows upstairs because somebody has decided to, I guess, cover their garden in manure. So I went down into the kitchen earlier and I was like, oh, what is that smell? And I thought maybe it was Sox's cat food that was left over from this morning. Like the flies were like around it and stuff, so I was like, right, get rid of that. Hopefully that will solve the problem. And I was like, no, this isn't working. Then I went out into the garden. It stinks out there. So thanks neighbour, whoever you are, that just decided that during this heat wave manure is the best idea, because it really isn't. It's disgusting. And now I'm in a house with all the windows shut, which is not much fun at all. So as you know, we are still in the middle of sorting out the van, and the welding is taking a lot longer than we first thought. The situation we've got with the welding is that Chris is doing an amazing job. Like, he's working so many hours each week on trying to get the welding done. However, we're just finding that each piece that he does, we move on to the next section of the van and there's so much more. He's managed to get around all of the driver's side, all the way around the back door. He's now on the passenger side and I think he's just up to the step on the sliding door. We're already aware that there's two bits just over the driver's door and the passenger door, but he's bought like ready constructed metal for that, so that bit should be relatively easy. And now he is on the sliding door. We're buying a new sliding door, which should be delivered soon, because I tried to like clean that up with a wire brush and yeah, there was just so much rust on it. It really wasn't worth salvaging it really. So we've got like a brand new door with a window, I think, for like 200 quid. But at the moment we just don't think that we're going to be able to hit the deadline. I think if at a push we could possibly get it finished by like the date that we need to leave, but I really don't think realistically that we're going to be able to register it, apply for all of the special licenses and everything, because there's certain countries that we want to go to that have like low emission certificates and things like that, so it's not really that easy to like just like be like, hey, it's done and off we go. There's a lot of like admin stuff that we have to do, but we can't do it until it's strictly registered as a van. And I was watching a YouTube video the other day and they have said like it can take up to 6 weeks. Well, we're 8 weeks away from when we would need to leave anyway. So Chris and I are gonna kind of have a chat today and work out what we're gonna do. I've suggested that we just go out for like a meal and talk about the plans. From my point of view, I think we're very close to kind of finishing all the external things, but my worry would be that if we decided to continue with that deadline, everything would just be rushed. Now obviously we want it to be finished as quickly as possible, and we will still get at it like and get it finished, and then maybe we could go like more local travels when it's done, and then schedule something for next year. That's kind of my thoughts on it. So just gonna have a chat with Chris and see where he's at with it as well.
Noise of the crowd, which was screaming and applauding as loudly as the Irish supporters at the World Cup. "Look at that!" Bagman was yelling. "Will you look at that? Our youngest champion is quickest to get his head. Well, this is going to shorten the odds on Mr. Potter." Harry saw the dragon keepers rushing forwards to subdue the Horntail, and over at the entrance to the enclosure, Professor McGonagall, Professor Moody, and Hagrid hurrying to meet him.
So we've had a few new purchases for the garden recently. Behind me you can see that there's this kind of events shelter that we have bought. It's I think it's a large size. My sister's got an extra large. We used my sister's last year for my hen do, well, both of my hen do's. So the first one, which was down at Sandbanks, I'll pop a link up here actually. I think though, I'm not sure if there is any footage inside it, but yeah, I'll put the link up there. And then also when I went to Festival last year, and we used it then to kind of like create a communal area. I've wanted one of these since my sister got her hands on hers, and at work we have like this reward system. So like if you do kind of out of the ordinary things at work, you end up getting vouchers to say well done. So Chris and I work for the same company, and we built up our vouchers and we bought this. So that is brilliant. I'm really chuffed with that. So that's the first new purchase. We got this table a little while ago. As you can see, it is a lovely wooden table, and we have just bought these chairs to go with them. I think they were on offer actually, so that was a good deal, but the colour doesn't go together. This is obviously really well oiled, and the table needs to be oiled. So I've bought some oil on Amazon, and I'm hoping for that to be here tomorrow so that I can get the colour looking a little bit more like for like. However, apparently these chairs will become a similar washed out kind of colour to this, but we just need to get them a bit closer before then. But yeah, so we've got a few new things in the garden, and we're definitely using it with this weather. And the manure smell has actually gone, so that's good. I don't know what that was, but it was disgusting. Right, I've just had a phone call from Chris. He's finished at the pub, and I'm gonna go and pick him up, and then I'm gonna go, I think he said Yo Sushi, but I'm not that hungry, so maybe we can chat on the beach for a little while. I'll suggest that.
The perfect way for an evening.